There's one.
So we're going to uncharted territory in this video. So we are eating Mudlarking in this video at Dead Arse Bay. The tides have to give me something. Ain't doing it for shits and giggles, mister. So for fuck's sake, man. I'm seeking treasure from the bowels of New York. And even though my last name looks like Kardashian, I got freckles, so that's Irish enough. So put your ard to your computer and get your arse in your seat. I'm gonna teach you how to fetch a four-leaf clover properly. According to Irish superstition, one helps the other. What, do you believe in lucky charms, do you? Huh. Go take my word for it. Go get the real thing. So before I teach you, let me earn a little credibility.
And I just moved over. Look at this. Another one right here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
18, 19,
and
20.
So we got 20 four-leaf clovers right here.
So I hope I have your attention. All of those clovers were picked within the span of 20 minutes. Oh, and there's more coming. But before we go to Dead Horse Bay and see if the luck gets applied from finding all of those four-leaf clovers, I'm going to give you some hints on how to find four-leaf clovers on your own. I actually might be the world's foremost expert on four-leaf clovers, which doesn't really go too well in the resume. So the first thing that you need to know is the type of clover. White Dutch clover, also known as Trifolium ripens or T. ripens clovers. Take a close look. You could tell that it is that because they have white on the inside, and they form somewhat of a triangular shape and a box shape in the case of the four-leaf clover. So tip number 1 is T. ripens clover. And how can you tell something is, or Dutch white, that's the same thing, same name, one is the scientific name, one is the generic name. But how can you tell that it is a T. ripens clover? It's because it looks like this. They have the white on the inside. Basically, the more white that you see, the better the chance of finding a four-leaf clover, at least from my experience. I could literally count on 2 hands the number of four-leaf clovers that I have found outside of T. ripens. It's much smaller, much more scarce. So, Dutch white, T. ripens, that's where you want to go. And again, it looks like this. So this is the type of clover that has the widest genetic variety. And these four-leaf clovers are just a rare variety of the clover. Now, when do you look for these things? I suggest in the months of March and April usually, but at the time of filming it's May, and that is, it certainly seems to be the peak now. I found less of them last month, and I think it has to do with temperature. We're having a very cold spring, and things are kind of budding a little bit late in general. So I would say, as a rule of thumb, 1 month after you first start noticing clovers, that's when you start to see four-leaf clovers. When they're tiny patches that are popping up, you're not going to see as many four-leaf clovers. Tip number 2, springtime is the peak time to find these four-leaf clovers. Not as soon as you first see clovers, but wait about a month from the moment you see your first clover. That's when you start to see the variations happen. And this year it's the month of May, but that's because we had a cold spring in New York. So it's a timely thing. When the weather gets hot, you're going to see less four-leaf clovers. What's been really interesting to me is seeing how patches vary. So some patches you're not going to find any, and others you're going to find a lot. Now, what you're looking at here, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like it. You just turn your head a little bit and you see another four-leaf clover. I would have been there all day. I easily could have pulled 100 from this patch. It was that good. So tip 3 is going to sound like one of my metal detecting tips. If you find a plant that has one four-leaf clover, chances are that plant is going to grow more. So keep track of where the four-leaf clovers are growing and go back to it, especially when the weather is cold and damp. One last tip. Look for boxes. Let me show you what I mean. On a three-leaf clover, the white part is triangular. But on a four-leaf clover, because there's 4 leaves, you see a box.
Here's another one that's 46. I'm gonna let it in there. I could easily hit 100. This is all from one patch. From here all the way back over here. And there they are. Gonna blow away on the trail. Anyway, oh, here's another one. Yeah, so I'm heading to Dead Horse Bay, and yeah, gonna leave the clover patch alone, but that was fun.
So you've all heard it before. Finding four-leaf clovers brings you good luck. Well, we are about to test that theory for real.
So my four-leaf clover excursion has me late. The tides are starting to come in. I gotta move. See if I could get some good stuff at low tide. This looks like a flattened cap of some sort. Interesting piece of metal. I'm gonna keep it. Found something that is potentially really good. Look right there. Might be a old coin or an old button. I'm leaning towards button. But usually when you find one round object, other round objects are near, so just have to look around. So this is a good spot. A few inches away we got a penny. And yep, 1 cent. It is a wheat cent. Got another surface round object right here. I think it's a bale seal. Yeah, that's a bale seal. These were made by guilds, and they were a form of a symbol of quality control. So this is, it's just a piece of lead, but it's about a 200-plus-year-old piece of lead. Pretty cool. And basically, when the work was approved by the guild, it would get a stamp of approval in the form of a bale seal. And look, here's another one. Second bale seal.
Underwater gear.
Found some interesting stuff in a cluster here. Got some old metal work,
As well as various pieces of metal. Some of them might have fit together. Seems to be made of copper. Here's another flattened piece of metal. But what I'm interested in is the weights of them. They are similar to the weights of coins, and I've very often found jewelry here.
some of the old school keys, nice brass ring, and another one of these buttons. Another seal. Unknown item here.
Here's a closer look at the unidentified item. If somebody knows what it is in the comments, please let me know. I'm here to learn as well.
Man, I've just found a really good spot. Lots of little items, including a coin, a gear. Let me get those. Yeah, those are cool. Also have an old buckle. Let's see what else is around. I'm gonna move some stuff around and see what's here. Another one of these. Camera's down to 9%, I see. So another piece of gilded metal and a gear. Gonna try to keep it short from this point on.
So it was crunch time. My camera was down to 9% battery, and although the items that I found so far are interesting, can't call any of them treasure. Let's see what happens.
Nice top of bottle, perhaps. Got a buckle and a button. Interesting. Got this piece here, and right under it, another coin. Not sure what this one is. And I found so many of these bale seals, I'm just gonna leave them. Take a look at this piece. Wonder what it was. These things get me every time. It's bromo seltzer. Yeah, I always think it's a coin. Look at that. It's a tiny little disc. Could be a coin. Gonna have to see if there's any details that are left. I can't see anything with my eye. And right by it I found this. As you can see, there's writing on it. So gonna have to clean this up also. Maybe a foreign coin? Only... It says only, that's the only thing I could read. I'll clean it up and I'll show you.
So that was an amusement park token. Remember Golden City? Oh, I would have flipped if I found it then. But this could have been any one of the amusement parks in the local area. But still, I'm going to try to do a little more research and tie it down to a specific park.
Okay, I got a large coin. It looks like perhaps a token of some sort. And and I'm gonna have to clean this up tonight. But this is what the four-leaf clovers, the luck from that gave me. So I'm gonna consider this my first treasure of the day. This is a piece of history here, whatever it is, and we'll clean it up. We'll have to see what it is.
So that was the first of a few of what I would consider to be spectacular finds. That is called a hard luck token. These hard luck tokens were exchanged for products in the early 1800s. And mine says, "Ain't it hell to be poor?" And you could exchange this for one of Edwin Jr.'s cigars. Here's an image of what it looks like in mint condition, which mine is not. And here is what mine looks like.
Really interesting ring with a piece right here that shows that it was a part of a bigger piece. I wonder if this was perhaps an earring. I got a surprise the other day. I got a silver ring, and it looked, just like one of these horse rings that you find all over the place here. But it was silver when I cleaned it up. So I'm wondering the same thing about this one.
So this is another really interesting find. It is a little bit bigger than a quarter, and perhaps the third coin that I'm really interested in cleaning up and seeing what it is. So this was my second really, really interesting find of the night, and it was a Abraham Lincoln commemorative token. And it didn't have a date. It had the date of his assassination, so we know that it's after 1865. But I looked it up online, and it's considered a scarce coin, a rare coin, so it's pretty cool to have. Mine's not in great condition, but still, it's exciting to find stuff like that. I found the letter S. If I was going to take a guess, I would say that this is a key from a typewriter based on the back, but I'm really not sure. If you know in the comments, go for it.
Interesting wheel.
And the final thing I found that day was a huge, huge copper ball. I thought it was a musket ball at first, but obviously not now. It's made of copper. So over the course of my life, I have found easily over 1,000 four-leaf clovers. And I'm pretty lucky for the people that I have in my life. Still striving financially, no doubt about it. Can't retire, can't spend my time metal detecting. I've got a lot of work to do first. But I think that I have hit a gold mine in that I have found something that I really enjoy the process of doing. And if you find that in your life, you get healthier. I truly feel. Um, I still am an artist, and I have the art channel that I've somewhat neglected. And my choice to go from there to here is like a fish choosing water. It's something that makes sense that to me at this point in time in my life right now. And if you keep doing the stuff that you love and you spend the time building your skills, good stuff happens. So I went back the next day and I found this. It is a pin of the seal of the United States, of the President of the United States. And this is one of the coolest finds that I've ever made. um, I do think that it is as simple as that. I've never played the lotto. Well, that's not true. I've played like once or twice, but really focus on processes that you enjoy. For me, it's metal detecting, it's mudlarking, it's finding stuff. That's what I truly enjoy, and it makes life good, as do the people in my life. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here. I thank you for watching, and more videos coming all the time. If you have not done so already, would love it if you subscribed. And once again, thank you.